Greetings, beloveds. When it comes to picking stocks, something I've done for paid clients for more than 20 years, so since the late 90s, I can tell you that what happens before a breakout is very important in terms of the base formation. So with markets moving, currently we see the S&P 500 trading at all-time highs. There's a lot of markets, a lot of instruments moving. Some, if not many, are breaking out, but the quality of the breakout is very important in determining where to put your money and your focus. Remember, this video is not for day traders. It is for those who are willing to own stocks for weeks, months, and years at a time if you know what you are looking for. But first, before we continue, I greet you in the love light of the one infinite creator. So what we are talking about here, show an example. We can call this a base formation. And let's say that we have a stock that has come to this base. So after moving, it's come and it's trading in this base, settles down, maybe in this example, and then breaks out. So we can say that what we are looking for is this timing period here. We want to be able to time this breakout right there before the move. So the quality of the base is more important. In this example, I can say this is a decent base. The stock came after, moving higher, has settled down over a period of time, and now is breaking out. Compare this, for example, with something, let's say this is a base formation, same example. Let's say the stock had come into this base, did something like this, and breaks out. So you can see that in terms of price, yes, this is a breakout, but we have a huge setup problem here. The base is not very stable because by the time you come to breaking out here, you've expended all this energy. So what generally tends to happen is instead of getting a continuous move higher, you get this sideways consolidation, and a future breakout might actually be more successful. So in a way, what I'm saying is it might be best sometimes when this is a situation, you avoid the prior breakout, this breakout, take the next breakout because the next breakout has a more stable base. So this is the S&P 500. I want to show you that we have good examples here, even on the S&P 500. This is a weekly chart. Take a look at this period here. If we call this the base formation, and you'll notice we have this V-type breakout here, and we don't really go higher. What happens is we end up spending about 3 weeks sideways here before the actual breakout. So if I remove all this line so we can see it clearly, we can see that it needed a sideways consolidation here before the breakout. Why? Because the base itself had given this huge V-type formation. So we needed some consolidation of energy before the breakout. Of course, the breakout also would form another sideways consolidation here before the next leg up, which actually gave a more meaningful upward trend. Now we see something similar here in the last couple of months. Take a look at this period. We have this breakout that takes place, or a breakout attempt here that was unsuccessful. Why? I would say it's because of this V-type formation. And you can see what has happened since then. We had to consolidate here, and this breakout might have more legs because it is more stable and could be the digestion period of this recovery. So I would say and argue that this breakout has the possibility of a higher move as compared to the breakout attempt that was taking place right here. This had all the signs of a potential to fail. And you can see what happened is we had almost an immediate rejection right here. Again, the reason being that we had an expenditure of energy coming into the breakout. We see something similar here. We got this base formation. We have a breakout attempt here that is unsuccessful. It needed some sideways consolidation here for a couple of weeks, couple of months before the eventual successful breakout here and a retest. But ultimately, that was more successful in terms of a trend to the upside, as you can see here. So if you had a choice, I would say the breakout here would run into problems. This breakout has possibility of more legs because of what happened before the breakout here, sideways tight base. And the prior breakout, a very deep and unbalanced breakout formation or base formation before the breakout. Now let me show you some live example. It is the FXI, and it is moving Chinese stocks this week. So this is an ETF that tracks Chinese stocks. This week we are seeing an explosion in price. It is breaking out this week, as you can see, but notice where it is coming from before the breakout. Essentially, it was trading last week under the moving averages. So 3 weeks ago, under the moving averages, now trading here. So that's what we call a very V-type deep base breakout. The likelihood of failure is high, or at least some sideways action before the eventual true move. Now compare this with a stock from the same market. So this is Alibaba, a Chinese stock. But you'll notice technically it is a leader because it broke out last week. So at the end of last week, it already broke out and now following through on its breakout. Before the breakout, take a look at where it was trading. It was trading well above the moving averages. So the moving averages, it has been above the moving averages effectively going back to the beginning of August. So you'd rather own this because before the breakout, we have this sideways consolidation within a big base. We can say that. So before this current breakout, there was this huge sideways, or let me call it a very tight base formation here within the base. And that is why it is part of the leadership, in my opinion. In fact, it came to our radar a couple of weeks ago. This is why it is on my paid website. Again, a website I've had going since late or early 2000. So 20 years of giving subscribers breakout alerts. And you can see it was a breakout alert on August 9th. So back to the chart, I'll show you one of the reasons, if not the main reason why I thought it had some possibility of moving higher. I could see from the monthly chart that it was moving. Now remember, this is an instrument that has spent the last couple of years in a very steep and aggressive bear market. So we haven't touched it throughout this process. We haven't touched it until early last month right there. Why? Because early last month, I noticed that the RSI was moving to 3-year highs. And that's one of our minimum requirements for the method that I researched and coined and now coined the ultimate Muade breakout. So we could see potential last month here, well before this month's move in the Chinese stocks. And we could see as of beginning of August, that the MACDs now, the MACDs were also moving to 3-year highs. So we have the RSI 3-year highs, MACD 3-year highs. That's one of the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muade breakout. So what happens before a stock breakout is very important. Remember, using that method, we avoided all this aggressive downside market behavior here. Our interest came in early last month right there. And again, even from this monthly chart, notice the sideways, how this has been very all over the place. All over the place. And then suddenly in 2024, it started being more sideways. So what happened for the breakout, we could see was a tightening of the base. And so this was very desirable for us. So again, before you own a breakout or consider owning a breakout, take a look, study, see what it has been doing over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months. What is the formation? Is it stable? Has it digested itself? Is it sideways? Is it coiling? Is it coiling? Is it about to explode? Those type of nuances will determine whether you have a laggard in your hands or a super performer before the markets becomes aware of it. I am Eric with Mother.com. I leave you as I found you in the love light of the one infinite creator. Go forth rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.